My name is Michelle Drake. I'm with the Marin County Office of Education. Welcome to Wellness Week, Marin, where we are practicing the 8 dimensions of wellness and integrating those into our daily lives. This webinar is being recorded and will be available on our website later today. This webinar is also being presented in English with simultaneous Spanish translation. Just want to say thank you so much to Marta Bitone, our interpreter. She is amazing. Hola y bienvenido a Semana del Bienestar al Marin. Este webinar se está grabando y presentando en inglés y se traduce simultáneamente al español. Muchas gracias a Marta Bitone, que es nuestra intérprete esta tarde. So for all the Wellness Week events this week, be sure to be tracking your progress. I'm going to put a folder into the chat here momentarily, which will give you an opportunity to track other wellness events that you can do, whether it's attending one of our workshops, you could take a walk, you could have your own mindful moment, you could cook dinner with your family. There's a lot of really great ways to be practicing wellness into our daily lives. I will also place in a Google form to help you enter to win a prize. We are going to be celebrating Wellness Week Marin on Friday at 3 o'clock, where we'll be announcing the winners of those prizes. So be sure to join us by then. I just want to thank our sponsors, Kaiser Permanente, and our partners over at Marin Health and Human Services and Redwood Credit Union for making this week possible. It's been amazing so far. So today you have joined the 8th session out of 15 total sessions offered during Wellness Week Marin. We have DB Bedford here today. He is the founder and CEO of I Never Worry Consulting, and he is an expert as it relates to emotional intelligence. And he's going to guide us through the 3 secrets to emotional wellness that's hidden in plain sight. Welcome, DB. We're so happy to have you. Take it away.
Thanks for having me, Liz. I am so excited that you guys decided to join us this afternoon. And so I am here to give you something special. And so make sure that you have your pen and paper handy to take these quick notes, because you know we don't have a lot of time, or screenshot as we go along, because I'm going to drop something on you that can be beneficial and you can use right now today if you embrace it. So the first thing I want you to do is come into this session with an open mind and be ready to receive the information that we're sharing with you today. My name is DB Bedford, better known as the EI Guy. I'm bringing you emotional intelligence both personally and professionally. And today I want to share with you 3 secrets to emotional wellness that's hidden in plain sight, meaning that they're right there, but most of the time we do not pay attention to them because we're busy in our everyday lives. And so that's how we tend to get tripped up emotionally, and over a period of time it starts to impact our wellness. And I'm gonna do that today in less than 15 minutes. All right, so the first thing before we get into this, I want to share with you one of my strategies as it relates to keeping my emotional wellness and balance. And it's kind of related to this symbol right here. And if you've ever seen this symbol before, you know that it is usually attached to packages. And what this is telling us, that a package with this symbol, it wants you to handle it with care, even though it's tightly wrapped, it has padding on it, it has bubble wrap inside of it. They've done everything they can to protect it, but what they are suggesting, if you don't handle this correctly, you could break what's inside of it. And what's inside of it is probably valuable. Well, I like to associate this with human nature. I feel like, if we lead our lives by handling each other with care, and most importantly, handling ourselves with care, we would really get a handle on this emotional wellness concept. Now, listen, emotions are fragile, right? And so the emotions inside of us, right, are fragile. And on the outside, most of us walk around like we're okay. Right. So we're tightly wrapped and we're padded, and we are not really challenging or dealing with the things that are emotionally draining us. And so emotions are fragile at any given time. But when I talk about emotions being fragile, I don't mean that they're fragile like a flower. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that emotions are fragile like a flower. I'm saying they're fragile like a bomb. right? And this is why when people have had it, they blow up and they say things that they really didn't mean to say. They respond to things in a way that's normally not the way they respond to it. And in extreme cases, they do things that are totally out of character because emotions are just like a bomb. And so I get up every day keeping this in mind. So even the most level-headed and coolest person has the ability to blow up at any given time. And what makes this a very important strategy is because I understand that a lot of people have not taken the time to do the emotional intelligence work, right? The shadow work, right? To shed light on those darker sides of us that we keep trying to push away. And I know that in any given minute, those things can show up depending on the situation. So it's a good practice to get up every day and have your mindset on your emotional wellness. And for me, understanding the importance of handling people with care, this little analogy helps me make sure that I am very cautious and conscious of every conversation that I'm having. And not that I'm afraid, I am just considerate and courteous that I know that there's a lot going on in this world. And at any given time, people can say things they really don't mean, respond in a way that's really not who they are, or do things that's out of character. And I give space for that. All right. So secret number one, okay, and this is going to be a good one. This is the first thing I think that everybody should keep in mind before they start their day. You need to understand and make sure you either screenshot this or take a note. You don't want to miss these three life hacks. There's something you need to understand. It's your emotional capacity. Okay. Your emotional capacity is understanding that each day you only have so much emotional energy to get you through the day. Okay. And so, what does that really mean? It means that, like, when you get up every single day, even in your best mood, you only have so much energy for the day. Most people don't even think about that. And so what they do is they go around and they go around engaging in conversations that drain their energy, listening to things, watching things that impact their energy. And then you wonder why by the end of the day you feel mentally exhausted because you didn't take into consideration you only have so much energy for the day. And if you adopt this mindset that when I get up every day, I only have so much energy, watch this, then you'll be very mindful of who and what you give your energy to. Think of it this way. Think about like you get up every day and you get in your car and you have a tank of gas. Even if you had a full tank, right? You could not make it from like here to Southern California on one take. You're gonna need some gas before you get to that grapevine, right? Even on a full tank. But most of us don't even wake up with a full set of energy. And so some of us waking up on three quarters, half a tank, quarter tank, and some of us waking up on E. And then you step into the day and start engaging. Well, no wonder why you're a little bit more irritable than you want to be. You're a little bit more tired than you think you should be. You're partly cloudy. You can't really get your thoughts flowing. Is because you're not focused on your energy level. And when it comes to being able to create some emotional growth within yourself for emotional wellness, there's something called the law of intentionality. And the law of intentionality suggests that growth doesn't just happen. You have to be intentional about it. So that's why you guys are in a great space today to learn about your wellness all week. And if you're intentional about taking away the things that's being shared with you, you will grow and you will tighten up on your emotional intelligence and your level of emotional wellness. So think about that the same way you would get in your car and you need gas, you got to fill up. Right? You can't keep running off the same tank. And you got to be mindful of that with your emotional energy. Just like in your car, there are times where a check engine light will come on or something on the dashboard will come on. And that's an indicator, right, that something needs to be addressed. But a lot of times, most of us, we see that light and we're like, okay, I'm going to get to that at a later date. And then if you wait too long, whatever that thing that's wrong with it ends up impacting the car. Then when you go into the shop, your price is more than what it would have been had you addressed it at front. Your check engine light comes on from time to time in your emotional wellness. Whenever you're in a funky mood, whenever you're partly cloudy, whenever you feel like you got an attitude, whenever you feel tired, that's your check engine light. It's time to take yourself to the shop. And whatever you need to do to recharge yourself, whatever you do in your life is a great time to do that. Okay. So listen, Things are going to come at you every single day, right? Emails are going to come, conversations are going to come, people are going to want things from you. I want you to remember this. They can throw you the ball, and just because somebody throw you the ball, it doesn't mean you got to catch it. Okay. Just because somebody throws you the ball, just because somebody brings something to you, it doesn't mean you got to catch it, right? Sometimes you got to sidestep that and let that thing go behind because it's not up to you, right? It's not your fight, it's not your battle. But a lot of times we make it that. And so this will help you in terms of packing light and being able to get through the day without energy weighing on you. If you really think about all of the conversations, all of the emails, all of the texts, all the things that you listen to that constantly is being downloaded into you. And that is what's having an impact on what level of your emotional wellness. Secret number two. All right. So secret number two is a good one, and that is projection bias. And projection bias to me is one of those things that is one of those real tight secrets, because projection bias is somehow believing that someone sees the world the same as you, right? And then you get mad when you realize that they don't, right? So projection bias is when you have a belief about something and then you project that onto someone else. That's really the only time as humans we end up getting frustrated about any particular things, because we sometimes want people to see things the way that we see them, right? And when they don't, right, we tend to have a problem. It creates an internal conflict. That's why when you hear somebody say something that you disagree, you be like, man, why did they say that? Or why did he or she do that? Because what you are suggesting, that's not what you would do. So projection bias is something that also begins to drain your energy, because you don't realize that you are trying to make people see things the way that you see them. And everybody has a unique perspective on the world. Okay. Secret number three is something that's I call an emotional equation. S plus R equals O. Okay. Very simplified equation, but this will also help you with, and what is this all about? To me, this is about protecting your peace at all times and at all costs. Okay. And the number one thing I've learned is that it is hard to have a peace of mind if you're always giving people a piece of your mind. S plus R equals O. Situation plus your response equals what type of outcome you're going to have. And so here's the thing with this. Situations you don't have any control over. You never have any control over. The only thing you have control over is your response, right? That's the variable. So your response to any situation will determine whether it's a favorable outcome or a non-favorable outcome. And you are always responsible for how you act, no matter how you feel. It doesn't mean you have to like it, doesn't mean you have to agree with it. But if your goal in life, like mine, is to have the best day ever, then I'm going to always be mindful of my responses to situations that I don't have any control over, because my goal is to have positive outcomes. So S plus R equals O. Situations plus responses equals outcome. These three secrets right here, understanding your emotional capacity before you step into the day, will help you will do you some good. Understanding we have to handle people with care, right? That bonus secret. Your emotional capacity, right? Projection bias, right? And then this simple equation, understanding that situations are going to happen every single day, but we don't have any control over it. How we respond to it is directly related to the outcome. And the bonus secret is always remember, in any situation, when your emotions are high, your logic tends to be low. It's like a scale. And just think about it. Any situation you've ever been in, the higher the emotion, the harder it is for somebody else to make it make sense. Logic is the lowest when emotions are the highest. So another way to protect your peace at all times and at all costs is when you understand that something is emotionally charged within yourself or others. Also connect the dots and know the logic is going to be low, and I need to give it some time. Take that purposeful pause, let it come down. You still can say what you need to say, but connecting at the right time is a real surefire way to protecting your peace. Like I said, and emotional wellness is very important. This is brought to you by time-tested, mother-approved emotional intelligence skill set. So I hope that you found this to be of some value. Again, my name is DB Bedford, better known as the EI Guy. Our website is ineverworry.com. I thank you guys for your time and attention this afternoon. Peace.
DB, I don't know where to start. I have all these notes written down. I was taking cell phone pictures. That was so fabulous. Thank you. I don't want it to end. I was like, no, it's not 12:15.
I try to, 15 minutes now, me, with not a lot of time. So I'm gonna try to give you what I can.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. That intentionality of the things that we do every single day is so important, and having that response, thinking about the response and the positive outcome that we all want. So, wow. Thank you so much, DB. I look forward to seeing you again
Oh,
very soon.
I know we will. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you so much. So, thank you everyone for joining us today. It was a great session. Later this afternoon, we're going to be over at Elm, which is Enriching Lives Through Music. You're going to hear from another student group. It's a fabulous group, and they will be doing a performance for you. So we'll start at that right at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great day.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thanks, DB.
Bye-bye.